Brothers and sisters, put your hands together for Apocalypse.
Here we go. Another day from the Deaths of Apocalypse. Dogs to God's Entertainment. Question. How are we affected by the conversation that we have with ourselves? I should say the conversations that we have with ourselves. Man, this thing is like locked on the one. But check this out. Now, sometimes we consciously talk to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? You know how sometimes you gotta talk yourself through things, right? That's real. You know what I mean? That's not crazy. That's real. Hell, and one thing about it, if you're talking to yourself, then at least you know you have your full attention. You should. However, a lot of times, the stuff that comes out of our mouths, you know, are not necessarily in our hearts. You know what I mean? You know, it could be out of emotion. Yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, or whatever the case, you know, whatever it is, right? And a lot of times, see, that subconscious communication is really where we have to examine. I mean, I'm talking to you about the things that I analyze about myself, right? I mean, really. That's what this is all about. Like, and then once you start something, like I started this because of a need for me to make sure that I was on the right page before I left my house, you know, after prayer, after washing and praying and fellowshipping with my wife a little bit, or what have you. You know, so one of the things that I learned, like by pushing the final call and soldiering for a living, what I learned about, one of the main things I learned about that is the importance of consistency. You know, like, for instance, Suitland and Silver Hill Road back home in Maryland. You know, you could go out there, and this could be the case for any spot that you're cultivating. You know what I mean? Like, you go out there, and if an hour goes by and nothing happens in terms of an exchange, that could really bother you. You know what I'm saying? 2 hours goes by, and not really much of an exchange. You know what I'm saying? Now, what I say out my mouth is important to myself. You know what I say to myself. But what I'm saying subconsciously is most important, because that's where all the power is. That's where the energy is to actually pull on what Ms. Louis Farrakhan says, this universe called the mammary gland, or this mammary gland called the universe, right? So I really have to pay attention to what I'm saying to myself subconsciously, because it's constantly happening. The mind is on all the time, even when we're asleep. You know what I mean? That's why we have dreams and stuff like that. Like, the mind stays on. You know what I mean? Oh, man, this joint is locked right here. Hold up, let me see something. Bring some keyboards in there. You understand what I'm saying? So, the whole idea of this talk this morning is for me to make sure that I consciously gain more awareness and control over what's going on subconsciously. You know, in Dianetics, this is my last point I'm gonna make. Like when Brother James back home used to audit me, I remember a session, one of the last sessions before I left DC. You know, he asked me a question. He said, "So, Brother Michael, you know, what do you want to get from this session?" You know, and he made a very important point. He said, because the things that you know that's going on with you, well, you got the teachers to deal with that. It's more important that we go after the things that you don't know that's affecting you. You know what I'm saying? And see, that's subconscious. It could be, man, it could go way back. Way back to cellular. Way back to cellular. Stop failing you. No. So, that's our word today. Let's be more conscious of our subconscious. You know what I'm saying? We might be able to get a little further in life. All right, enjoy your day.